Welcome to the back vlogs. I am Dominic. This is Robin. She's looking at me because she needs to go to the bathroom, I think. But she just went out. She just went to the bathroom like 40 minutes ago, so she's fine. You can hold it. This is the third video I'm recording today, and after this, I'm done for a little while until I finish something else. My fiance and I just watched season 2 of Squid Game the other day. We didn't watch the whole thing in one day, but we just finished it the other day. And I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was really interesting. I don't use social media or anything, so I don't know the public perception of something mainstream like this, because I'm under the impression if Netflix is going out making game shows, basically using Squid Game's name to, garner an audience, that it does have mainstream appeal. But yeah, I for one think it's really cool. I'm trying to remember the first season. It's been a little while. I think I was very late to the game. I watched it years after the fact. We just watched it last year, maybe, around this time last year, I think. But yeah, I heard they were announcing the season 2, and it came out around Christmas time, and we finally got around to watching that, and that was really cool. I thought it had a lot of interesting things to say about morality and sacrifice, which I'll get into in a little bit. I thought the production value was really interesting and cool. Like the set design, obviously it's super vibrant and very. It's like a labyrinth of pastel colors. And it's creepy and innocent, and I don't think I want to imagine being in not only a situation like that, but just a building like that. The architecture in wherever these people are is very underrated nightmare fuel. I thought the way that they use lights and color is really interesting. You have a lot of the reddish, bluish hues, lots of purples and pinks. It's just a really vibrant neon show at points, but then there's also the kind of gritty noir parts of it too. At least in the beginning of the season, before they get shipped out to wherever they are. Yeah, no, I just think it has a really cool visual design. There's a scene in the first episode, I think it is, with the recruiter and Gi-hun, I think his name is, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're playing Russian roulette towards the end of the episode, and the performances in that episode, the performances in that scene, and the writing in that scene, and the direction of that scene is just out of this world. It's so intense. It reminded me of the opening scene of Inglourious Basterds, where it's it's literally a 20-minute conversation between two people. And you don't feel that 20 minutes at all, because your heart is racing the whole time. It's so intense. But yeah, I don't know the actor who plays Gi-hun, but the anger in his performance and the ferocity of that anger it was impeccable. He was so fearless in that scene. I don't know. I think it was just. I think that was one of my favorite moments, probably of the show. I don't think I could forget that scene anytime soon. I think as opposed to the first season, from what I can remember, the second season, the characters of the second season offered a lot more subplots to the season. There's a lot more going on with the minor characters, from what I can remember at least. And the way that they're utilized in the bigger events, and the way that they're building up to those moments, like towards the end. I'm not gonna, spoil what happens, but like towards the end, whenever, shit's going down, the way that they're slowly building up to that through, like the characters' histories. But yeah, even that end, that's another unforgettable part of that show. That whole last episode, it's very intense. You're on the edge of your seat. It's fast paced. It's stressful. The music in it is really interesting because you have like the kind of like the disembodied choir sections of it, but then you also have that same choir like doing like children's songs, which is like really creepy. But then you also have like this really airy, like post rock sounding guitar at points, which is an odd addition, but it somehow works. I wasn't expecting to like hear post rock in this soundtrack, but it was pretty cool. I do think that like the narrative was really surprising. I like what they do with the main antagonist, in at least like from the first season. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure like he's still the main antagonist of the second season, but like he doesn't really. You don't really know that. Well, like you do, you know that, but he doesn't really do anything antagonistic until like the end of the show, or the end of the season. Um, but yeah, I really like that character. I like the dichotomy between the antagonist and Gi-hun. What's the antagonist's name? I think it was Young Lee, maybe. I think. Um, yeah, I think he's cool. I think he's like the Korean Mads Mikkelsen. He looks like Mads Mikkelsen to me. Um, but yeah, he's a great character too. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this one. It's just cool. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to season 3. I hope it's the last one. But if they do make a 4th season, it better be worth my while, like season 2 is, because I didn't think season 1 needed a continuation, but the continuation that we got was definitely a competent one. Definitely worth a watch. It's really entertaining. It's very intense. It's produced very well. It expands on the first season in interesting ways. The rules of the games are actually that's another thing. The rules of the games in season 2 kind of add an extra layer of conflict with because like in the first season, without getting like into too many spoilers for people who haven't seen it. But the first season, like the people could leave the games like whenever they wanted to. I think it would go up to a vote, and like if there was a majority vote, then they could leave. But in the first season, the money wasn't evenly divided between anybody. It was just like you get to go home and survive. But in season 2, now that the money that's earned from each game, is now evenly divided between everybody if they choose to vote to leave. And that adds a whole another layer of moral intrigue for each individual character, and the mentality of the whole group. Yeah, that's another thing that I feel like this show delves into, and I don't remember if the season one delved into it too, but the idea of like mob mentality, um, and how it can be very dangerous and very persuasive. I don't know. I feel like season two of Squid Game was definitely a welcome entry to the series. I'm looking forward to season three. That's about it. I have to take Robin to the bathroom now.